As the school day began, the atmosphere in the bathroom was tense. The bullies had their eyes on Mia, the new girl with dark skin who had just transferred to Willow Creek High. Without warning, two girls grabbed her from behind, pinning her arms as the ringleader, Chloe, approached with a pair of scissors glinting under the fluorescent lights. With swift, merciless cuts, chunks of Mia's hair tumbled to the floor, a silent testament to their cruelty. "Now everyone will know you don't fit in here," Chloe laughed, brandishing a fistful of Mia's hair like a trophy. Mia felt small and frightened, her lower lip quivering as she managed to whisper, "Please, just stop." Around them, the bathroom was silent except for the sound of Chloe's taunts and the muffled giggles of her friends, who recorded the entire incident on their phones for their private group chat. Mia stared at her reflection, shocked to see the hair she'd nurtured for 3 long years littering the ground. But this was the moment that ignited a fire within her. It was clear to her that the bullies would soon learn that their actions had consequences. The war had just begun, and Chloe and her friends had no idea what was coming for them. If you believe in standing up against bullying and want to see how this story unfolds, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Change Weavers, and share where you're watching from in the comments below. The story unfolds in the bustling hallways of Willow Creek High, a place where social hierarchies dictated the rules of survival. Mia Thompson, a 17-year-old girl adjusting to her new surroundings, walked with her head down, clutching her books tightly to her chest. Having switched schools twice in the past 2 years, blending into the background had become her specialty. However, that strategy was put to the test when she caught the eye of Chloe Sanders and her entourage. As Mia approached her locker, Chloe executed a perfectly timed shoulder shove, sending Mia's books crashing to the polished floor. The hallway fell silent, the echo of Chloe's laughter reverberating off the lockers. "Oh look, fresh meat," she announced, twirling her blonde hair as her 3 loyal friends, Sophie, Olivia, and Ava, formed a semicircle around the fallen books. Nearby students exchanged nervous glances, hastily retreating as if sensing the danger in the air. Mia knelt to gather her scattered belongings, her eyes flashing with a brief flicker of defiance that quickly vanished. Anyone who looked closely might have noticed her steady hands and calm breathing despite the humiliation. "Maybe you got lost," Chloe taunted. Feigning concern, "The public school is across town." Her friends snickered, clearly enjoying the moment. As Mia stood up and locked eyes with Chloe, a mysterious smile crossed her lips. "I'll remember you," she said quietly, a hint of determination in her tone. For just a fleeting moment, Chloe's confidence wavered, sensing something off about that smile. But as the bell rang, the moment passed and the group shrugged it off, unaware of the storm brewing beneath Mia's composed exterior. Stay tuned for more of Mia's journey as she navigates the treacherous waters of high school life. That evening, Mia returned to her modest home where she lived with her father, a dedicated single parent. As she unpacked the last of her boxes, she discovered her hidden treasures, trophies from regional MMA competitions, carefully tucked away at the back of her closet. In her previous schools, her fighting skills had been both celebrated and feared. At her first school, she was admired for her talents, but at the second, she became isolated after defending herself against a group of boys who wouldn't take no for an answer. The basement of their home had been turned into a small gym, where Mia stood before a heavy punching bag, her transformation from timid girl to fierce fighter underway. With each strike, her stance widened, her confidence growing. Her punches landed with precision, a reflection of years of disciplined training. The bag creaked under the force of her hits, a sound that resonated with her growing determination. Her father, Sergeant Mark Thompson, watched from the bottom of the stairs, a mix of pride and concern on his face. He had raised Mia alone after his wife's passing, bringing her along through 3 military relocations. "Remember our promise," he called out, his deep voice echoing in the basement. "No fighting at the new school, no matter what." Mia paused, breathing heavily. "I know, Dad." "Be careful, Jess. After what happened at Lincoln High, I want you to blend in this time," he urged. She nodded, assuring him that she would follow his advice even as she threw one last powerful punch that sent the bag crashing to the floor. They both burst into laughter, a moment of lightness amidst the challenges ahead. The next day in physical education class, Mia executed her plan to blend in flawlessly, When the volleyball came her way, she fumbled dramatically, stumbling as if she were completely out of sync with her body. During sprints, she tripped over her own feet, and when push-up time came, she struggled to complete even one, despite the muscles hidden beneath her loose clothing. Her classmates exchanged glances that ranged from pity to amusement, precisely the reactions she needed to keep her cover intact. Meanwhile, Chloe Sanders and her clique reigned over Willow Creek High like queens on a throne. Exuding an air of untouchability, each member of the group, including Sophie, a social media influencer, Olivia, the athletic team captain, and Ava, the obedient follower, carried their social status with pride. They strutted through the halls, their confidence infectious, while Mia remained a mere shadow in the background. During lunch, while pretending to struggle with her milk carton, Mia overheard a quiet voice warning her about the group's history. A friendly boy named Lucas, who had taken a chance by sitting next to her, shared his story. "You know, Eliza was their target last year before you came. They spread rumors about her, and she had to transfer." Mia frowned, feeling a surge of anger. "And the school did nothing?" Lucas shook his head, his expression bitter. "Not with Chloe's group. They're untouchable." Mia listened carefully, taking in every detail. Each microaggression, each shove, every whispered comment was logged in her memory. She was gathering information, preparing for the moment when she would no longer be the timid girl but someone who would stand up for herself. For 2 weeks, Mia maintained her cover perfectly, playing the role of the clumsy new girl. She stumbled in hallways when Chloe and her friends approached, and intentionally dropped her lunch tray whenever Chloe made eye contact. With each encounter, Mia appeared to crumble under their taunts, while inside she was meticulously cataloguing every slight and insult. Chloe, growing increasingly bored with Mia's apparent weakness, decided to escalate their harassment. "She's pathetic," Chloe remarked at her friends, her voice dripping with disdain. "I almost feel bad for her. Almost. But we need to step it up. She's too easy." One afternoon, they cornered Mia in the second-floor bathroom, knowing it had a broken security camera. With the door blocked, Chloe pulled out a pair of gleaming scissors from her designer backpack. "You know," Chloe said, twirling the scissors, "your hair is the only decent thing about you, but it doesn't really fit in here, does it?" Mia felt a surge of real anger, her fists clenching instinctively. For a brief moment, she contemplated how easily she could take down all 4 of them. But she forced herself to hunch down, her expression shifting to one of fear. "Please, please don't," she whispered, her voice trembling as she fought to maintain her cover. The bullies were thrilled by her performance. Taylor grabbed Mia from behind while Chloe approached with the scissors, snipping away chunks of Mia's hair with quick, cruel cuts. "Now everyone will see you don't belong here," Chloe laughed, holding a fistful of hair aloft like a trophy. As they left, Mia was left in shock, surrounded by the remnants of her identity, their laughter echoing down the hall. But something shifted within Mia. Straightening up, she looked at her reflection, her anger boiling beneath the surface. It was time for her to take a stand, and the consequences for Chloe and her friends would soon unfold. The weekend after the bathroom incident was crucial for Mia. She spent Saturday morning staring at her reflection, running her fingers through the remnants of her hair. Her father had taken her to a salon the previous evening, where a sympathetic stylist transformed the choppy mess into a stylish, short cut that framed her face beautifully. Although it wasn't her first choice, Mia felt empowered and ready to execute her plan. By Sunday afternoon, Mia dedicated hours to researching her tormentors online. She discovered that Chloe's Instagram was a showcase of wealth and privilege, filled with photos from lavish parties and vacations. Among the highlights was an annual pool party hosted at Chloe's family estate, where the elite of Willow Creek High gathered for a summer kickoff. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. The event was just 2 weeks away. Monday morning arrived and Mia walked into school with her new haircut and a renewed sense of purpose. She kept her head down, but her mind was sharp and focused, taking in every detail as she observed Chloe and her friends, who strutted through the halls with an air of superiority, completely unaware of the storm brewing around them. During lunch, Mia overheard Chloe discussing the preparations for the pool party, boasting about the exclusive beauty products they would be using. This was the opening Mia needed. She took a deep breath, knowing she had to act. That afternoon she staged an accidental encounter with Chloe in the hallway, deliberately dropping her books to catch her attention. As she scrambled to pick them up, she left a beauty magazine open, showcasing a new skincare line. The bait was set, and Mia watched as Chloe's interest peaked. She casually mentioned that the product was rumored to make skin look flawless in photos, especially in water. Chloe, intrigued, quickly sought out the details, completely unaware that Mia was orchestrating her downfall. The stage was set for revenge, and Mia felt a rush of exhilaration at the thought of finally standing up for herself. The day of Chloe's highly anticipated pool party arrived, and Mia was ready to set her plan into motion. She had spent the previous days ensuring everything would go off without a hitch. With the sun shining and a buzz of excitement in the air, Mia positioned herself strategically at the upscale mall, knowing Chloe would be making last-minute preparations. As Chloe emerged from a high-end boutique, bags filled with luxurious beauty products in hand, Mia seized her chance. She bumped into Chloe, feigning an accident. "Oh, I'm so sorry," Mia exclaimed, quickly helping collect the items that had tumbled from Chloe's grasp. "I heard about this amazing skincare line that everyone is talking about. It's supposed to make your skin look incredible in photos, especially at the pool." Chloe's eyes lit up with curiosity. "Really? What's it called?" "Aqua Lumiere," Mia replied casually, watching as Chloe's interest deepened. "It's exclusive, though. You won't find it anywhere else." Mia knew Chloe couldn't resist the allure of being the center of attention, especially with her wealthy friends. Within minutes, Chloe had purchased the entire stock of Aqua Lumiere, completely unaware that the product held a special ingredient Mia had orchestrated with Ethan's help. Later that afternoon, as the party kicked off at Chloe's lavish backyard, Mia settled into a cafe across the street, her heart racing with anticipation. Through social media updates, she watched the festivities unfold. Chloe and her friends eagerly applied the exclusive treatment, blissfully unaware of the chaos that would soon ensue. As the clock ticked down, Mia waited for the moment of truth. She knew the compound Ethan had created would react with the chlorine in the pool, turning Chloe and her friend's skin a vibrant shade of purple. It was time for Mia to take back her power and ensure that those who had bullied her would face the consequences of their actions. The stage was set for a spectacular showdown. As the party reached its peak, the atmosphere at Chloe's estate was electric. Laughter echoed through the yard and music pulsed in the background as guests mingled around the lavish pool. Mia, watching from a distance, felt a surge of excitement as she anticipated the reaction to Chloe and her friends using the Aqua Lumiere. Around 4:30 p.m., Mia noticed a shift in the mood. Chloe and her clique were lounging poolside, applying the luxurious skincare products. Suddenly, one of the boys pointed at Mackenzie, Chloe's best friend, his expression shifting from confusion to shock. "What's happening to your skin?" he asked, bewildered. As Mackenzie touched her cheeks, panic set in. "I don't know," she exclaimed, her voice rising in pitch. Soon, Taylor and Ava joined in the fray, frantically checking their reflections on their phones. "What is going on?" Taylor shrieked, her eyes wide with horror, as the purple hue began to spread across their skin. Mia could hardly contain her excitement as she watched the chaos unfold. The vibrant color intensified, especially as the girls jumped into the pool to cool off. The chlorinated water only exacerbated the situation, transforming them into a shocking shade of violet. As the reality of their predicament sank in, the scene erupted into laughter and gasps from the other attendees. "Look at them. They look like Violet Beauregarde from Willy Wonka," someone shouted, igniting a wave of laughter that swept through the crowd. Guests quickly pulled out their phones, capturing the spectacle as Chloe and her friends panicked, desperately trying to wash off the color. Mia felt a sense of triumph swell within her. The carefully orchestrated plan had worked flawlessly, and the bullies were now the center of attention for all the wrong reasons. As the party descended into chaos, Mia knew that this moment would change everything for the girls who had tormented her. Their reign of terror was over, and Mia had finally taken a stand. Monday morning at Willow Creek High was filled with an electric buzz. Videos of the chaotic pool party had gone viral over the weekend, and the school was abuzz with gossip. Students eagerly discussed how Chloe and her friends had turned a shocking shade of purple, their humiliation spilling into the hallways like wildfire. When Chloe and her entourage finally returned to school, they were met with stares and whispers. Despite their attempts to cover up the vibrant tint with makeup, the purple hue remained stubbornly visible. They walked through the halls with their heads down, their once confident demeanor shattered. The cafeteria where they had ruled was now a ghost town, untouched by the bullies who had once dominated the social scene. By lunchtime, the mood in the cafeteria shifted. Students were sticking purple heart stickers on Chloe's locker and sharing memes that poked fun at the purple princesses. The laughter was palpable, and Chloe's embarrassment quickly morphed into anger. Spotting Mia sitting alone, calmly eating her lunch, Chloe stormed over with her friends in tow. "You did this to us!" Chloe shouted, her face flushed with rage. Her purple skin only heightened her fury. "Fix it now." Mia looked up, feigning innocence. "I don't know what you're talking about," she replied, her voice trembling just enough to sell the act. Without warning, Chloe dumped her drink over Mia's head, hoping to provoke a reaction. But instead of fear, Mia straightened up, her demeanor shifting entirely. "The show is over," she said confidently, her voice steady as she faced the bullies. In a stunning display of skill, Mia defended herself when Chloe lunged at her, effortlessly taking down each of the girls one by one. The cafeteria erupted in shock and awe as Mia proved that she was no longer the victim. Principal Harris arrived moments later, surveying the situation. "What happened here?" he asked, clearly taken aback by the scene before him. Mia calmly explained, "They attacked me first. I was just defending myself." As whispers of admiration spread through the crowd, Mia realized that she had not only stood up for herself but had also inspired others to confront their fears. The bullies had learned a valuable lesson about the consequences of their actions, and Mia had finally reclaimed her power.